I know your trading setup. I traded it live. I blew prop firm challenges with it, and I've also backtested it. Now, and it was actually profitable. Okay. So why was I, when I was trading your strategy, still unprofitable when I was using it? Well, because it was very complicated. Okay. In reality, if you're going to look at it in entire perspective, we have all traded the same strategy at one point or the other. There is no such thing as, this is your strategy, this is my strategy, okay? Because at the end of the day, all of the things, they are pretty similar. There's going to be nuances to it, sure, but at the end of the day, it is going to be the same principle, but just labeled differently. So if it is profitable, why was I, and also you right now, still not able to execute those trades perfectly? Well, because it was very complicated. And not only complicated, but I was not able to execute those trades live in the market. So in the moment where it became the most important to log in and basically take the exact same action that I have backtested over years of data, that's where I messed up. And that's also where you're messing up right now. Now, welcome to another live trading session. I'll be showing you how I execute the trades, where I put my stop loss, where I put my take profit. And in the end, I'm also going to show you how much we have made so far on the $100 account. Now, this is probably going to be day 6 of trading with $100. And to prove it's not luck, because it is really not luck. I've already explained that 100 different times. But yeah, we're going to get into the analysis. We're currently on the 50-minute time frame. And for that, we want to quickly pull up our trading plan. Okay, this is going to be our pre-market as usual. This is going to be the trading plan. Now let me make it bigger. There you go. So first of all, we want to identify our higher time frame bias. For that, let's go into the daily time frame. And in here, clearly, we are trading onto the upside. The last candle was trading higher. We have already gone for the previous candle high. So ideally, that I would have liked to see the candle not go for the previous day high yet. But that's also okay. From here, I can already spot we have relative equal highs. Okay, this is pretty much going to be the only, but also most important reason on why we want to trade this onto the upside. So let me quickly mark it out like that. These are going to be our relative equal highs. Okay, basically just liquidity that we want to trade into. So from this point on, our higher time frame bias has already been confirmed. Okay, we're going to be checking that. Let's go into the 4-hour time frame. Right now, we are on this entire FEG sitting in here. FEG, it's going to be on the 4-hour time frame. And that's pretty much it. Now we can already move on to our next step, which is going to be 50-minute range high and low. Our 50-minute range high and low is definitely going to be this one. So that's going to be our range low. Let's put it to the bottom. And our range high, I wouldn't even necessarily say that it's going to be this one. I would say our range high is going to be all the way higher in there. So very close by to the relative equal highs. It aligns pretty well today. Okay, we're not going to be having clean days like this one always, but when they align, then they just align. That's beautiful to see. Man, from this point on, we basically just want to trade onto the upside. I mean, there's not much else to see in here aside from that we have this entire FEG that we could be trading into and then higher. And let me actually take a screenshot of all of this, because what I always just like to do is basically go into my notes, go into the pre-market. This is going to be today. This is going to be our projection, 15-minute BPR, and you don't have to like overcomplicate it in that sense. Okay, like don't add 100 different notes in there. Just keep it at a very minimal. So let's just say I go into the 4-hour time frame, or let me do the daily real quick. Firstly, here's going to be the daily. Then I'll just mention that okay, I've seen the relative equal highs and all of that. So there we go. That's going to be the daily. And what have we seen in there? And let me do it like this. Wait, it's going to be BPR. And then on a daily, we have seen our relative equal highs that we want to trade into. This is going to be our higher time frame bias, basically. Okay, now we go into the 50-minute time frame. And I've already marked that out in here, that we have the 50-minute confirmation. And that's pretty much it. Now we will move on to the next step of our trading plan. We need a liquidity rate on the 1-minute time frame. Okay. Now I've actually already checked that without even knowing. Wait, have we had that? So this is going to be 830. So far, yes, we did have our liquidity rate, and this was actually already the movement candle, to be honest. So we're going to be taking a trade right now. It might seem off as rushing you a little bit, but
order filled.
we're in longs right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I plan on taking this trade onto the upside. We got a little bit fast into it. And yeah, I mean, we had the 1 minute liquidity rate in here. Then we had our movement candle. I mean, this one is just a little bit faster. So just keep that in mind. And now I'm going to close all of this and go in here, maximize this. Now we just want to monitor the trade. I'm going to put my stop loss in here and the take profit. Like, let's just see, I could potentially even aim all the way higher into the relative equal highs in here. This will be something, but I'll see where I'm going to be closing off the trade. Maybe at a 142, something along the way. I like to look for weakness, basically. Now, what I'm also going to be interested is going to be all of that. Okay, this is pretty much just going to be a BPR, which there's a good likelihood that we're going to be trading into a BPR. It's going to be on the 1 minute time frame. So you see, I trade very systematic. I don't trade based off, you know, today I woke up with the left foot and that's why I'm taking it long. No, I'm trading based off what I've basically back tested and also what I've collected data on. If I did not collect the data on whatever it's going to be that I'm trading, then I'm not trading it to begin with, if you want to like that. So it has to be systematic, and it has to be also very simple. Because if we're going to go back, put all of this in here, then, you know, you tell me, was that really hard? Identifying all of these things, you know, like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. That's why I'm saying, you know, these steps are extremely simple, but traders are still messing up. Why? Well, once again, because they are not disciplined enough to stick to all of these things. Now, right now, we have just seen it like very nearby, this entire movement candle. Ideally, what you like to see is go on 8:30 into the charts and then have all of this basically. But I have also seen, let me check it out, wait. I'll show it to you. Because I've also seen in the news calendar that we are about to be having, big news. This was basically in my time right now. And we had pretty important news. That's why I didn't want to immediately get into the trade right there, because like that's not good. And I always just wait out past 8:30 anyways, and so that's like an additional reason. And yeah, from there on we have in like 1 hour or so even more news, which all of the cat news, they don't matter too much to me. What matters to me most is going to be the USD news, which is going to be at 16. So as of right now, it's going to be 1 hour and 10 minutes. And yeah, like that is basically it. That is basically the entire thing that we're looking out for. Now, we'll get about the results later on in the video. What we have going so far, we have yesterday taken a loss. This could have been a little bit better, but it happens. And also the entire point of this challenge is to prove to people that you don't need a lot of capital in order to make it in trading. Because when I started my trading journey, I thought that, you know, I need 5K. And I was always like, you know, these people are just lucky that they have so much money or so much capital that they can trade with, and, you know, it's all about luck and whatsoever. No, but it's the complete opposite. It's basically like, you know, what's your favorite artist? I mean, of course, like not every person has like a favorite artist, but take Leonardo da Vinci, right? You know, great artist, or Picasso, whatever it's going to be. He will draw you the most beautiful picture with any pen. It doesn't matter. Give him any sort of tool, he will draw the most beautiful picture you have ever seen. Give him the best pen and he will draw an even better picture. You get my point? So the tool is not really the problem. It's the person behind the tool, and that's the same in trading. Okay, so give a profitable trader $100, he will also turn those $100 into substantial money. But give 10K to a unprofitable trader, he'll blow it in 1 week. He'll blow all of that shit in just 1 week. That's simply just how it works. Like I explained it so many times that you don't need a lot of capital in order to make it in trading. Okay, and $100, this is, keep in mind, $100 is already on the sort of edge of what is required. I would say, you know, start like with more than that. You know, this is no advice in that sense, but I would basically, if I was in those shoes, I would start with more, okay? Because I also started with more. Or if you want it like that, like the very first video on my channel is about my entire upcomings and so on. There you can see I started with 50 bucks or so, okay? I was a little kid. But after like some time, I was basically saying, okay, I need to invest into this more. Blew all of it, okay? No question, blew all of it. But, you know, I had that mindset of I need to invest more. And so I would start, if like I had to start over, I would definitely like advise to start over with like 500 or more, you know, even like 1K. Not just, okay, by 1K, I don't mean deposit 1K, trade it based off feelings, trade it based off, okay, you know, I've seen whatever guy being profitable with XYZ and now I'm going to do it as well. No, not this kind of stuff. By 1K, I mean, have like 1K in your arsenal in that sense. So you have 1K, but you only deposit or only use 100 or 200, okay? Like just a small trading account. We're not talking about 10K or anything bigger than that. Okay, just a small trading account, 1K, even 2K. This is all to me still a small trading account. Okay, and now I know that not for everybody this is going to be a small amount. Okay, depending on where they are at their journey in that sense and on their income, obviously. But start with something. Okay, don't say that it has to be a lot. Start with something, because $100 is going to be a very extreme example of what I'm doing right now. Okay, not even a profitable trader is not going to be turning $100 into 1K that I've done so far. Not to glaze myself or anything, but it's just the reality. Okay, I am a very realistic and very realistic person. Okay, I like to look at reality the way that things actually are. You get my point. I don't like to sugarcoat any of the BS whatsoever. If shit's bad, then shit's bad. If shit's good, then shit's good. That's the kind of person I am. And so my point with all of that is basically going to be that $100 is pretty on the edge. You are able to do it. I mean, I'm not the only person who has ever done it in that sense, okay? But what's like more realistic for a regular profitable trader is going to be just start with like 500 bucks. Turn those 500 into 1.3K. Like that's already, you know, great achievement. And also I'll be making an entire video about this very soon, where the point of this 100 bucks challenge is not even like, if you're going to be trying this out for yourself, the point is not even in achieving, you know, 1K or whatsoever in the first try, because there is also a little bit of luck attached to it. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Now, but there's ways to basically decrease the amount of luck that it's going to take you. And for that, you know, basically going to be creating the entire video and I'll explain this to you. But luck is, of course, also going to be involved. I'm going to be honest with you, because if I am going to blow or lose like the first 1 or 2 trades, then I'm out of the entire challenge, okay? Then, because you see right now, we have gotten in with 2 micros basically, okay, as you can see. And if this would have run lower or just a loss in general, then basically all of the 100 bucks are already gone. Now I only started with 1 micro, okay, so obviously like there is still a bit of risk management that you can do even with such little amount of money. But you get my point basically. I would have lost the entire challenge and I would have to deposit again. But that's also not really the point. Okay, the point that I'm trying to make basically is not that you need to achieve it in the first try. But you also don't basically have to think, okay, if I'm going to blow the challenge, that's it. No, if you're going to be blowing one challenge, but then you're going to be able to turn, you know, even after the 4th try or something like that, let's just say it's your 4th try, but you're going to turn those 100 into 1.5K, well, guess what? You're in a net positive. You have blown 300 bucks before that, and then you have had the initial investment, so basically 4 of 100 again, but you have made 1.5K. So that's a net profit of 1.1K. Okay, so then it was worth it. Simple as that. It was worth it to do this, even though you have blown a couple of tries. Yeah, that's basically the entire point behind it. Okay. Now, right now, I'm also going to be setting the stop loss at break even. Okay, because I don't really see that much of a big reason not to put a break even. We've already traded higher. Yes, we are probably going to trade into this PPR, but would I really like to risk it trading into this PPR and then higher? Not really. If we're going to be getting out at a break even, trading into that entire thing, okay, then I'm probably going to be able to re-enter the position. But aside from that, not really interested as of right now. You know what I thought the other day? I would even be open to trading the second chart, like the seconds chart, you know, like 15 seconds. 1 second, I'm like not, like 1 second, I think that's too extreme. But like on futures, it makes sense to trade like the 15 second chart. Because on Forex, I don't believe that it makes a lot of sense trading the seconds chart. Because the spread also there is way too big. And yeah, I mean, Forex is more so for, you know, swing trading, day trading. While this is also day trading. Okay, we're like in and out the same day, but here we are sometimes just hours. Like sometimes we're really just not even hours. Sometimes we're really just seconds into the entire position, or like 2 minutes or something. I already considered this as scalping, of course. So yeah, I do believe that the seconds chart could make sense. I'll be looking more into it. Like once again, this has to basically be depending on data. If it's not data, then it doesn't matter. Then I don't give a fuck about it, man. It has to be based on data. So what I don't like to see is that we're showing rejection off of this. Okay, usually the move just continues on to the upside a lot of the times. But here right now, we are starting to reject off from this entire thing. This is something that I don't appreciate about it, man. Have we traded above this one? No, we didn't trade above this high, so I do believe that this is going to happen within the star candle. If we're also going to be looking at this, it's worth to at least, at the very minimum, wait for the 50-minute candle to close, and then perhaps trade onto the upside. Okay. Or of course, you know, it's just going to be a break-even trade. That's of course not good reaction. We're having all of these lows in here. They could be taken out. I might just call this nearby high. So we have taken out all of these lows. Perhaps now to move on to the upside. Now, but I do truly believe that we're going to be trading into this PPR. I am sticking to this entire position just in case we're not going to be doing that. But if we're going to be trading into this PPR, then I would expect price to basically run higher. But yeah, firstly into that one. Okay, so we are getting closer to our entry. Might going to be closing very soon at a break even. Yeah, we close at a break even. Okay, this was a break even trade. We're going to be journaling all of the trades later on. This entire 50-minute candle is looking quite bearish though. We could be taking a trade onto the downside, like a very small scalp just into that entire range, because right now the price action is showing you, okay, we want to trade lower just for the very short term though. But what is going to be the condition? Because always there has to be a condition. If there's not going to be a condition, then yeah, there's no plan. And if you have no plan, that is going to equal to what? Unprofitable. So we are just going to go on to the 1 minute time frame, and we expect price to trade into this FEG, but we need a condition once again. My condition is going to be when we are going to be creating some kind of high, we're going to be taking out that high, and then we have a movement candle. So basically the same principle, okay? The same principle that we're looking out for when we want to take a long. Now, whichever of these we're going to be doing first, I am going to be taking, because both of them, you know, no matter the direction, are going to show you sentiment. Sentiment of, okay, now we need to trade onto the up or downside. Okay, let's go to the 5 minute. Not much info. Let me quickly see this on the 4-hour time frame, because we have already rejected off all of that. Ideally, I would just like to see a good movement candle onto the upside. This will be just ideal. But also, if you know me for like a while, then you know that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this could be the 7th candle, and then perhaps the 8th, and then we could basically just take a long, because from that point on it just becomes super safe to take a trade. Because if we're having so many candles of one candle color in a row, then yeah, we're going to be having the opposite candle again at some point. Okay, we're starting to see our movement candle onto the downside. All of this, basically the movement candle, which I have previously said to you, liquidity rate has happened, movement candle. See, all of this is not going to be a movement candle. No, 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 no. Why? Because the body is way too thin or too small, while the candle wicks are big. And this one we're starting to see, I mean, I don't know, it has to close first, but we're starting to see a big body. Then I'm going to be taking a trade lower. Okay. We are in shorts right now. Let's take a trade. I'm going to be putting the stop loss for the body. I often like to do that. We're even going to be aiming all the way for the range low in that case. So a lot of people are now just going to get scared out. Because if you really think about it, this is no other different than like exactly textbook example that I've shown. Like it's on my website even. Where accumulation, manipulation, distribution. It's always the same stuff, guys. Like the market doesn't change overnight. Stop loss is at break even now. Like I'm going to manually get out if so. But I do truly want to trade this lower. I do believe that there is more potential to come. Okay, very close by, very close. Ah, come on, man. Starting to edge. We got this entire FEG basically. This is going to be a BPR if you want to like that. We are trading into it, and hopefully we're going to be rejecting off from it and then lower into the range low. Okay, there we fucking go. Closing out real soon, real soon.
Order filled.
There we go, man. There we go. As usual, it is going to take me, maybe 1 or 2 tries, but as long as I'm able to make more, then, obviously that shit's worth it to do. Because I know like some people in the comments are going to be saying, why are you just going to be not avoiding the first trade and then you're, man, that's not how trading works, okay? Sometimes it's also going to be the very first trade that I'm going to be basically taking the trade on. And also, I do think that I've only taken 1 micro on this one. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. At the end, if it's profitable, it is profitable. So we're going to be doing our post market. This was all of that basically. I would say like both trades were pretty good to take. This was on the 1 minute time frame right now. Both trades were valid. I did change my bias. Okay, this is pretty much going to be it. Then let's log in a trade. So we're going to be doing the very first one. This was the entry. This was the stop loss. This was the take profit. Contract size was, let me check it out real quick. Okay, this was 2. Here we go. This was a stop loss for sure. We've lost a little bit on that trade. The trade was going for, let me check it out. This was 21 minutes. So we've taken it at 8:48. Okay, this is going to be New York session, 1 minute, 5 minute, and also, yeah, like a lot of those pretty much. Now we're going to be doing fees, no. Long, closed. This was Star Theory range model. Confidence, I would say like pretty certain. I would even say this was a 5. Mistakes, I don't see any mistakes being done on that trade, to be honest, because it was a valid trade setup. Misidentified the range maybe, but definitely valid. So I don't think that there was a mistake being done there. And yeah, we're going to be journaling all of that. There we go. So this was a loss. Let's do another one. It's going to be this one. Also pretty certain, to be honest. Let's take a screenshot of all of this. And I would say I am going to say something. So closed early exit, because we could have gotten more basically. Okay, and I'm going to put that into the notes. There we go. Now let's look at our entire journal. Let's see where we stand currently. Let's go to our dashboard. Here we are. Basically the win rate is at 64% right now. We are climbing our way back up from yesterday's loss basically. And this could have been more potentially if we enter with like 3 micros, but I am not at the point where I would say, okay, let's trade with 3. Let's keep it at a 2 for now. Now let's go to all of our trades. These are going to be all of them. Wait, I need to actually, wait, I forgot for this trade to paste it in here. There we go. Save exit. Okay, so these are going to be all of our trades. Okay, you're going to be having the compact view if you want to look at it like that. All of our different RRs that we have taken, the size. You see, I have taken it at a very minimum at the very start, only like 1 micro, and then from there on, I just kept on increasing it. And yeah, now if you want to check out this entire journal, if you like what you see, then the link to that is in the description. Right now on the second channel, I am not able to basically paste in links, so you have to paste it in yourself. You can get on the wait list when I'm going to be releasing it, and then from there you're going to get a founder discount. With that being said, guys, if you want this entire strategy to be broken down into simple steps, fully explained, then click on the video that is on the screen right now. It's going to explain to you everything from the strategy, how I was able to turn 100 into $1,000. And remember, guys, always trade based off data and not guesses.